Oh man, guys! Well, let's get the intro out of the way. Welcome back to Cobra Vids. We're back out here. We're burning some garbage. That's how you know that you're out in the middle of nowhere, is when you have to burn your garbage because there's no garbage service. So, yep. Did I just make that sound more exciting than it actually is? Oh, come on, step right on up, see the garbage burn, see the... maybe not. Alright, guys, well, let's go around here. Still need to plant that, man. Here's Kyler's bike. He's not going to be doing anything to it today because he's lazy. Alright, man, well, here's my bike, and I've kind of hinted around before what's going to go on here. I was going to have Kyler do his side-by-side because we both have spark plugs to change on this bike, and this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be changing the plugs on there, and let me tell you why, okay? It was 4:30 in the afternoon. I was on my way home, and there was a slow car in front of me, so I decided to downshift, kick the throttle up, and go around it. Well, I downshifted, kicked the throttle up, and that thing revved right up. It went whom, bum, 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 like that. I know I didn't make a very good motorcycle sound. But anyway, so when I started thinking about what the hell could that have been, gas doesn't stay in the tank long enough to go bad, and I don't know what exactly else could be going on. Because let me tell you, this bike has 11,000 miles on it now, or getting pretty close to that. And let's see, so that y'all are with me here. Okay, so 10,414. Okay, so alright, so we shut that back off so we don't kill the battery. They're supposed to be changed about 7,000 miles. So we're at 10,000 as you saw. So obviously we are a little behind. So I figured, you know what, that is probably what's going on with my bike. So the plugs need to be changed anyway. So we're going to go ahead and change the plugs. Speaking of plugs, it's time for this one to get changed too. I changed the plugs between 30 and 40,000 miles on every vehicle I own. I think Volkswagen says 100,000 miles on their plugs. BS. But anyway, this is not a car video, this is a motorcycle video, so back to this baby here. So, I've talked to some people about the plugs on this bike here. Some say you got to pull the tank off, some say you get a special tool and you can slide right up in there and do the thing. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to try the easy solution first. Okay, here's a spark plug wire. Okay, and I already pulled it out because I wanted to see if I could get it out here, because I want to start in the right direction. So that spark plug is about that far down. So if you can't get a spark plug socket in there, then the tank has to come out. Because if you get a spark plug socket in there with a magnet to hold the spark plug, and then you put a short extension on there, I mean a real stubby little extension, and then you might be able to get your ratchet in there just enough to break it free, and then you could pretty much undo it by hand. So that's what I'm going to try. We're going to see if we can actually do it, because that would be so much quicker than removing the tank, which the tank isn't that hard itself. I think up underneath here is where the tank mounts. There's some bolts back here as well. It might be like my Z400 where the back ones come out and then the tank pops out of rubber bushings, but I don't know. I've never had the tank off. I've had that off before, but While we're at it, I'm going to pull off the cover, and I'm going to check the water level to make sure that the water level is good. I haven't pulled it apart for a while, so while I got it torn down, we might as well take the extra step and do some other inspections on the bike. After all, you know, your bike needs to be as safe as it can because your life is on it. Oh, look, it's smoky over there. So, okay, well, I'm going to get started. I'm going to go try to wrangle up some tools and see if I can break that free with the tank on. Wouldn't that be something? Alrighty, well, here is the very first attempt. Very simple. So we're going to go ahead and try to get this in there. Maybe one piece at a time. Okay, that dropped in there. Now will this one reach, snap in? Ooh, I think it will. Whoa, 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 guys. I think it might. I think I might be able to do this. Ooh, I got it. Look at that. Woohoo, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now, take this off. Let's see if... Huh? That one looks a little low. Okay. Alright, the wife's tire's flat, so the air compressor is pumping up. But I wish I had a little bit more sticking out of here because that is really hard to turn. These spark plugs haven't been out since the bike was built. So, oh, there it goes. So I'm going to get this out, and as soon as I think it's free, then we'll try to pull this contraption out, and hopefully that spark plug comes out without having to pull the tank off. And that'll be awesome. And then I'll share the sizes and everything I use to do this so that you can do it easily too. So, alright, so let me work on this a bit, and then I'll be right back. Okay, now, see, the only thing about this for me is my spark plug socket I'm using is not magnetic, so it kind of makes it hard. Okay, so here's my options. I've got magnets, both telescoping, but you can see the problem here, right? I can't get it in there. So if I get this one in there, let's see if I can. This one is not strong enough to pull. This one's not strong enough to pull it out. So our only other option to hopefully prevent from having to pull the tank off is this little grab right here. That's old school, man. I used to play with this so much. I used to get this out while my dad was working on things, and I just used this to play with, you know, grab things off the ground. And one time I grabbed my dad's leg. Yeah, okay, but that's another story. So I'm gonna try to flex it in there and grab it like that. Oh, I grabbed it, but it dropped. So that pretty much does it. I don't feel comfortable trying to get it out like this, so what I'm going to have to do is loosen up the gas tank so I can at least lift it up and slide it over a little bit to give me a little bit of access room there. So that's what we're going to do. I'll go ahead and pull my seat off. As you can see, there's these 1/2 inch or 12 millimeter bolts here. That is probably all that it's going to be. I can't see any other mounting areas here. So let's go ahead and pop those bolts off. Yep, that's right. It's 12 millimeter. This ratchet here is a Pittsburgh Harbor Freight, and it's actually a pretty good ratchet. I have very little complaints about it. I wouldn't want to, like break like very stuck bolts because this pin, I don't have much faith in this hinge here. But this has come in so handy, and it wasn't very expensive at all. So, Harbor Freight tools are good. Don't let anybody fool you into believing that Harbor Freight tools are junk, because they are not. There's just some people out there that just, if you're not spending a fortune for it, it's junk, But would I use Harbor Freight tools if I owned a shop and I was working on cars every single day? Yes, some tools I would own from Harbor Freight in a professional shop. But like ratchets and stuff, I think I would spend a little bit more on them, because the ratcheting gears and stuff, they tend to break. So anyway, okay, so I got this off. Let's see how hard it would be to move this tank over to the side. Oh, if I could go straight down, that'd be perfect. Okay, well, tank's got to come off, guys. Sucks. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get on with removing the tank, okay? I would go ahead and remove these two 12mm bolts so that you can lift this up, and it made it a lot easier to get this out here. And the clip that holds this plug in, this is to the fuel pump, I believe, or the fuel gauge, is you actually have to lift the tab up in order to pull it out. I was trying to push it down and it just wasn't coming out, but then I pulled up on the tab there and it popped right out. So that's how to get that one out. And then right under here, there's another hose. That one there is the fuel line. So I just got to pop that red tab outward, and then that hose will pop off. And then we'll check it and then show you any more that has to come off. And I'm sure there's some on the other side. Just a word of caution, when you pull this fuel line here off, make sure you protect your eyes, because it splurted out a little bit. It missed me, but if it would have got my eyes, that would have been a bad day. But you see this plug here, I just pulled this red piece out. I didn't pop it all the way off, because you just pull it outward just like that, and then just slowly work it out. These are all plastic fuel lines, so be very careful when you're pulling them out. Okay, and there you go. This side here, I believe, is fully ready to come off. Let's go over to the other side. All right, so there's this hose here, right here, that goes right up into that nipple with the red marking. I guess the red tape on that line means that goes there. And then we have, here is the actual the fuel level indicator. I can't even think of the name of it, but and there's a wire attached to that. So somewhere that wire is going to tap into the wiring harness, and we're going to have to find out where that's at and disconnect it. All right, so due to the extensive amount of wires up here, to get that front cylinder, I might have to pull this off here, and so I can get all the wiring disconnected. But anyway, let's just concentrate on just this one right now. As you can see, I have a more direct approach at it. Let's get my strong magnet out here. See if I can pull it out. Okay, I got the spark plug socket out. Let's see if I can go down that same hole and bring the spark plug out. There you go. Look at that. All right, let's take a close look at this plug. Okay, it don't look too bad. Looks like it's firing all right. Maybe this wasn't the one that was fouling out on me. It looks pretty good. Nothing really wrong with that plug, or at least visually. So, okay, so I'm gonna get the other one gapped, and we'll get back to you, and I'll show you the gap setting and then the installation of this plug here. And then we'll see if we can do the same thing here, but on the front side. But I think it's gonna be a little tighter up there. So we may have to pull the wires out. Those of you that know me understand that I try to do things without buying extra tools, and you know, try to do things as inexpensive as possible. So that's why I try these things, and I'm just sharing my experiences with you guys, just in case you you want to attempt this. Then you can avoid the things that didn't work for me and go straight for the things that did work. But and of course, if you have any other way to do this that's better, please share it in the comments below, because that is why we're here. We love to help. We love to learn. Okay, well, here we go. Okay, so the gap setting is between 0.032, 0.036. So this is a 0.035. Let's see what it says. Oh wow, the gap setting is like perfect. It's dead on. So that verifies that the factory puts the plugs on the 2019 Vulcan Classic LT, or LT Classic, however you want to say it, is decent. It might even be a slightly bit wider, more like on the 36, you know, 0.036, but that is actually really, really good. Spark plugs that you're supposed to use in here is a CPR 7EA9. Okay, and these are the brand new ones right here. So let's see what it's gapped at. Ooh, it's way too close. Okay, so let's pop it open. Ooh, there we go. Beautiful. They were pretty much pre-gapped at 0.035. So that tells me I got to get this plug in there and get it torqued down and ready to rock. Because I noticed that when I first started riding it long distances, I would get you know, 190 miles out of a tank, and now I'm getting about 140. So definitely a possible loss of mileage. All right, so let's go ahead and get this baby. That one was done pretty damn easy, if you ask me. Okay, so let's move over to the passenger side there and see if we can get that other one off. Can't wait for this. Okay, there's where the other one's at. Oh, I might have to move this out of the way, but we will be able to do this. No problem. I don't have to pull anything further out. Thank goodness. I just have to move this on to the side. Okay, I pulled that hose off. So, whoops. And I pulled this vent hose off. So let's go ahead and finish up. This has a snap, or a clip where you push down and it pops off. And then we can put that to the side. Look what we got now. Clear access to that spark plug. Isn't that sweet? Okay. Okay, so let's get our tool in there. Get down on there. Oops. Other way. Get my magnet. Let's go fishing. There we go. Look what I caught, guys. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. All right, guys. Can you tell me what that means? Okay. Pause the video. Go down to the comments and tell me what you think caused that. Because that is like bright white. All right. Okay, so I'm going to be excited to see what other people think caused that. Okay, let's go ahead and check the gap setting. Gap setting is beautiful, but that plug definitely is not burning right. All right, there we go. Okay, so this one is gapped at 0.035. Put that baby in there just like that. And then we put the socket back in there. And I'll go over all the areas I disconnected so that if you're going to do this, you can at least know what I had to undo. Okay, it's flush. Now let's torque it. Get out our tool. Okay, so as far as things I've disconnected, this little solenoid valve here, it goes right on this little nub here, and there's a little rubber holder thinger. And I popped it right back on. This has to pop back on like that. And this little hose goes up there like that. That's all. Oh, oh, nope. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to plug the spark plug in. Yeah, make sure you stick your spark plug wires back in, because they're kind of needed to run. Okay, and now this vent here, gotta get that plugged back in. That's on, that's plugged in. Okay, so now I gotta get the fuel tank back up into position, find out wherever it snaps into. I didn't even see it, but somewhere in there it's gonna snap into something. I gotta find out what it is, and if I find it, I'll share it. Okay guys, by the way, while I'm at it, here's the radiator cap. It's under the fuel tank. Okay, if you're ever looking for it, it's right there. But the bottle, you pull off the cover, and then there's a water bottle there. That's easier to get to. That's if you were going to fill the system up. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that location with you. Okay, so I never saw the mounts that this tank clips to underneath. I never saw them. So, but what I did was I evenly brought it up, kind of picking it up to keep it from catching on anything, and it slid in pretty simple. So they must be pretty large in there, and there must be guides, because I've never seen them. I would have to pull the tank all the way off to actually see them. But okay, so to get this finished, got to take this line, which is another fuel-filled line. Okay, so we'll pop that up in there, and then make sure this clip gets worked up in there as well. Okay, there you go. There we go. Okay, all right. So this side is completed. Let's go over to the driver's side there. Okay, so you probably remember that my over here I needed to plug in a hose, the fuel line, that thing with the red clip. Go ahead and get it plugged in. Okay, that's in. And now this plug here, it's plugged in way down here. There's a screw on the other side here that might make it a little easier for you to get it if you have a problem. But it's not that hard to get. Alright, so now we need to put the bolts back into the seat here. Or to the tank, not the seat. But it's back by the seat, I guess. Alright, so we're going to put that bolt in. Alright, so let's get this seat back on here. Okay. So you know what's next, right guys? Let's fire this baby up. Let's see if I did good or did bad. Okay, I turned it on, let the fuel pump pressurize. No leaks. So let's fire up. Wow. I can completely tell a difference. I should have ran it before I started so you guys can hear it run before and after. It's running smoother. It's not vibrating as much. So let's let it warm up a bit and then we'll give it some gas. Okay, so when I was running it, it warmed up enough to where it should have been running, whoa, to where it should have been running very smoothly, and when I would rev it up, it would bog down, and then it would rev up. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and check under the cover here. This is where the air filter is. And you're supposed to change them. When I did my 8,000 mile maintenance on it, I checked the filter, and the filter was pretty good, so I didn't do anything to it. So, oh, see how there's a little bit of oil right there? Well, that ain't cool. Look, it's dripping. It's almost like I need a catch can. But all right, so let's pull off this here. I got another little doodad right there, I guess. Wow, this reminds me of the Z400 I had. Much different location, but very similar type of setup here. Oh wow, guys, look at that! Look at that! That needs replaced. Oh man, here it is. This thing is freaking filthy. So I gotta get a new one. Alrighty guys, well, that's pretty much going to wrap up the spark plug job. I'm going to have to wait a while on getting that. I might go for a ride and pick one up, use the old air filter for just a little longer. Man, that thing is dirty. But anyway, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or better ideas, please leave them down below, because I am always willing to take a look at those. But until next time, guys, ride safe, stay free. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like this video.